Hi everyone, it's Yancy the OT. How are you? Today, for this week, we're gonna work on eye-hand coordination, finger grasp, and reach and release. Reach and release, grasp and release. If I grab an object and I release it, I have to release it with a certain smooth motor pattern so that I don't drop the item, I don't over or undershoot it, and we're gonna work on that today. Guys ready? And all we need are popsicle sticks. For first, we wanna get 2 colors. If you have plain popsicle sticks with no color, you can actually color them. It's a fun task. You can work on with your child and say, you pick 2 colors, red and yellow. You'll color these yellow and I'll color these red. And you can color them, make them into colored popsicle sticks. But if you already have them, 2 colors, because you want to work on a pattern. We're going to work on making a wall, stacking the popsicle sticks in a pattern. I have yellow and purple. You do purple, yellow, purple, and notice how I'm 2-hand usage, bilateral integration, grasp and release. So I'm not under or overshooting, so it's not falling to the side. And if you have a child who has a little bit of fine motor coordination difficulties and you see that they had that over and under shooting and it's not stacking, they're falling, you can do purple, glue, yellow, and you can put some glue. Next one's purple, because you want to keep that pattern going. You want to put some glue. You can put the glue for them, or they can put the glue. And yellow. And you're just going to keep going up and up and up until they make a wall. See that? That's a little wall, but you can keep going up higher and higher. And if you're going to glue it together, you can actually make 4 walls, then glue it together, and you help them make a box. Now, you can also work on shapes that don't have curves, some shape formations, triangle, and some letter formations. You can make letter triangle or you can make letter A. Now, for the really fun task, you can actually make a puzzle with the popsicle sticks. The thicker ones that the nurses use for their tongues to see their throat, or the doctor uses for when they want to push their tongue down, are actually really good. But if you have the thin ones are also good. You're gonna need just tape. Here I have masking tape, but I have clear tape that we can also use, and the popsicle sticks. We're gonna make a puzzle, anything you wanna draw on top of it, and if you think they're gonna have a hard time putting that puzzle back together, you can actually write numbers on it, so they can just 1, 2, 3, put the numbers next to each other, and they put the puzzle together. Now, I have clear tape, so you can use masking tape or clear tape. Now look what I'm gonna do. This piece of tape, just like this on both sides, I'm going to tape it to a hard surface. Just like this, see? And all I'm going to do is put popsicle sticks next to each other. And it's going to stick on the tape and it's not going to move. You want to keep putting them next to each other. If you want to see what I'm doing, see? And I'm just going to keep going. Putting them next to each other. This is a really fun task. You might want to get a little plastic sandwich bag or a Ziploc bag, because this is going to be their own personal puzzle that they worked really hard to make. So you want to make sure that you have something to store it in afterwards. I'm going to keep going. Now you can have them draw something. If they're really good at drawing, they can draw their own thing. But if they're not really good at drawing, you can use stencils. I always use stencils with them and they love it, because with stencils you can even work on 2-hand usage, bilateral integration, eye-hand coordination, and on their grasp. That eye-hand coordination they need for tracing and writing. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I think I see. I need more popsicle sticks. This is a really fun task. A nice craft that you guys can do at home and keep. And once they make the puzzle and they keep it in that Ziploc bag, they can keep doing it over and over again. And if you notice right there, see? I can work now to draw my pear. Now, if they have a hard time, you might want to take a permanent marker and just trace the outline for them, or do hand over hand. Hand over hand. So you're doing your hand's over their hand while they're doing it. And I'm just going to trace the stencil. Now, there's all types of stencils. We got insects, vehicles. I got this one from the fruit section. And I traced it. And if you notice, it's not going to be perfect. And And it's okay for them to see that because you want them to know it's okay for sometimes mistakes to happen. I'm gonna take my stencil off. And if you see, there's my pear. Now, the amazing things about popsicle sticks is that you can actually color on them too with markers or crayons. I'm going to make my stem dark red, almost that brown red. You see that, guys? And I'm gonna color my pear green. This is a nice task. They're coloring on a hard surface. Remember, you want to break that crayon because with a broken piece of crayon, they're going to really use a tripod or quadrupod grasp. They can't use a fisted grasp on a small crayon. There we go. There's my pear. Can you guys see that? Look how cool it looks. Now, let's say you think he or she might have difficulty putting that pear back together once we take the popsicle sticks off the tape. You can put numbers on the side to visually cue them in what order they go on. I like doing top to bottom because that's for when we work on letter formation and shape formation. We try to do left to right, top to bottom. So I start number 1 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you look really closely right here, we only need 10. I didn't draw anything on the bottom too, so these are 2 that I can discard and take off. We don't want to give them too much if they don't need it. Right there, perfect. And it's a perfect number 10. Now guys, check this out. If I take the tape out, remember the tape is just to hold our puzzle together. Now, I'm just gonna take them apart. In fact, this is like the fun part. I feel like this is the part they enjoy the most. They have a blast taking it off the tape. Look. You can mix it up for them. Make sure all the parts are facing up so they can see it. And then they get to put the pear back together again. Now, I'm gonna put my tape back here. You don't have to put the tape when they put the puzzle back together, but I will because I wanna hold it up and show you guys. So I'm going to put my tape back, but it's just so that I can hold it up and you guys can see when I did it. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to put my puzzle together. All right, got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I put my pear back together again. Check this out, guys. And remember, it's not going to be perfect, but it's good for them to see that mistakes happen, but it's still a pear. It's a puzzle they did, it's their project, and it's their own personal homemade puzzle that they can put apart and take back, and put apart and take back, and they can actually make 2, one for them and one for a sibling, and have a race to see who can put it together. And if they're really good at drawing, you don't need stencils. They could draw whatever they want. I did one with OT that I keep because it's my own personal puzzle. I hope you guys have fun. Enjoy this. All right? Have fun. Popsicle sticks are amazing. If you want to eat it, maybe an icicle, and then use that popsicle, that's even a bigger motivation. Bye. Have fun.